The Bible in Hebrews 9:27 and 28 says, "And as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this the judgment, so Christ was offered once to bear the sins of many. To those who eagerly wait for him, he will appear a second time, apart from sin, for salvation." Now our passage firstly reminds us that we will all have an appointment with God. Sadly, my mum passed away this year at the age of 89 years. In her younger days, she investigated, she says, many Eastern religions. From her investigation, she concluded one thing. She says this, she says, "I knew it is not important that you die. It is important to know where you are going after death." Mum knew that there was an afterlife. In 1980, when she was 50 years old, she worked out that when she dies, she will have an appointment with the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Folks, Mum knew that death was unavoidable. Mum knew this appointment was unavoidable. Death comes to kings, to politicians, to rock stars, to sports icons. The same appointment comes to nobodies like us. It comes to people who go to church and people who don't go to church. It is one appointment we can never reschedule. The appointment time is decided by God and there is no negotiation. In our heads, we know that we will die, but rarely do we find a person who plans for death. It's difficult to do, isn't it? We struggle to think about death for even 5 minutes. We do not like to use the word. We prefer to say someone so passed away. Deep down though in our psyche, we all know that death only exists because of sin. We will all experience death because we have broken God's law. We have rebelled and done things our own way. We don't like to talk about death because we know that with death comes judgment. And our sin has already put us offside with God who is our judge. And so verse 27 bluntly reminds us that it is appointed for men to die once, but after this, the judgment. But the very next verse gives us comfort. And the comfort is found in the fact that Jesus also died. Can I read to you the good news of verse 28? But let me start from verse 27. "And as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this the judgment, so Christ was offered once to bear the sins of many." Now what's God saying here? Well, it's quite simple. He's saying that just as you and I will die in the future, so also Christ died in the past. Now he is the only one who did not have to die because he always obeyed his Father. He never sinned. But he died not because of his sin, he died to bear the sins of many. And verse 28 is clear. So Christ was offered once to bear the sins of many. Now who are the many, you're asking? Well, it's those who acknowledge their sin and cry to Jesus for help. It's those who turn from their sins and follow Jesus Christ. I really hope I've described you